So what I've got here is my resource to help with understanding the dihedral angle between two surfaces. So there in the green and yellow you can see there's two surfaces that share one common line, and they're sitting in the planes of reference. So the vertical plane there in purple and the horizontal plane in blue. So as you can see, I decided to use a digital resource to help with teaching the dihedral angle. So I think that the biggest issue with doing a question on the dihedral angle is the visualization. So this model, it can be moved around by the students. They can come up to the computer in class and move this around as they want, and this lets them see these two surfaces from any angle on these planes of reference. So that can help them with the visualization. So if they want to see it from the plan, they can look from the horizontal plane, or if they want to see the elevation, they can look from the vertical plane, or if they just want to move it around and see how it looks from each angle, they can do so. So the main principles to understand when engaging with this question are the line views and the point views. So if you're in a class teaching this, you could move this model so that you get a line view of the line common to these surfaces. So you can move it, it's about there. So when you get that line view, you can explain that that line view is the true length of that line. So you can use this to just show it, and then you can also explain how you'd find that using the auxiliary. And then also when you get that, you can explain then that your next step then is to find the point view. So you can use this to show how if you move this around, eventually that line will just be seen as a point. And when you have the point view of that line, you get your dihedral angle between the surfaces. So as well as helping with visualization, it makes this topic just look a lot easier. It's just with two simple movements, you can find your dihedral angle between these surfaces. So I'd use this resource when introducing the dihedral angle to students, because I think that by providing a good visual resource when starting a topic, that students will struggle a lot less later on when answering questions on this topic, because they'll just remember this sort of. So as well as having this in the class, you could also ask the students to use their set squares and set them up together in a similar fashion to what we have here. And so the students will have their set squares in front of them on their desk, and they can move them around to sort of replicate the movements that you're doing here, so till you see your line view and your point view, and they can essentially see the dihedral angle between the set squares in front of them as well. So I think that along with the set squares, this model would be an excellent resource for students to use when being introduced to the dihedral angle.